all accept, to see the sacredness of things, the extraordinary gift of things, and as we see the sacredness of things, so we in turn sacralize those things by giving prayers of thanks before meals and by making gestures of benediction and so on.
I always think that Flannery understand I am who am.
Yeah.
It's the same way that Chester.
Yes, very good.
Did Chesterton ever talk about the stigmata of St. Francis and the meaning?
Yes, he does. Of course, his book on St. Francis, he describes the when Francis comes down from the mountain and finds stamped on his hands and feet the marks of the Passion. It's the sacramental idea. It's the sacramental idea again of Christ living his life again in the life of a saint and of every Christian for that matter.
You spoke about the St. Francis's efforts to solve the crusade, to end the war. Now, at the moment, we seem to live in a very, very obvious war atmosphere, with wars coming from all over the world. And my question is, Chesterton, in the World War I, turned very bellicose as far as I can see. Certainly, I just looked at his autobiography, and in fact, I have studied the matter, and many people think the World War I was totally ridiculous, and there was no threat, and there were no Huns, and there were no Prussians. But for some reason, Belloc and Chesterton got hold of this, and I'm a little bit shocked by this. I wonder if there was any discussion in your magazine about it.
Yes, indeed. First of all, a couple of points. Chesterton said, again, truth was always to be expressed, best expressed through a picture. And Chesterton said the whole meaning of the First World War was this: if the reason it was fought was to save the world from German social reform. That is, he saw. I guess it was an allegorical imagination, but he said what kept him going in the First World War was he could see. He had an imaginative picture of the look on the face of the Kaiser when he came to Paris, and Chesterton said that summed up to him what had to be stopped. Just this afternoon, I was reading an account of an American who took part in a debate with Chesterton when Chesterton came to America. And Chesterton said, "I cannot speak without notes." So Chesterton was scribbling, and then the man noticed Chesterton's notes consisted of little pictures. Chesterton was trained as an artist, first of all, and he was drawing little pictures. This is Chestertonian. The picture of the Tsar's face when he came to Paris. And you remember, some of you will remember a story told by Charles Masterman's, Lucy Masterman, the Liberal politician who was in Asquith's cabinet. At any case, she was shocked by Chesterton's little poem. He gave a present to a child, a picture book, and he wrote a verse in it, which I think summarizes the Chesterton philosophy very well in this regard. His advice to the child was, first of all, in the poem he says, "You will not understand this poem. You can't read." But he said, "Never you mind. You can see, and all directness is divine." And then he ends the poem by saying to the little boy, "Now mind your books, my little man, and listen to the pedants, screeds, and strictures, but don't believe in anything that can't be told in colored pictures." The Chesterton lost his brother in the First War, and he thought that a fight was actually a very good thing. He did not, and actually he thought this was also the basis of friendship too, that people became good friends after a good fight. But he did think that the spirit of Germany, Dermot as a historian can answer this better, that there was something about the Kaiser's Germany, a spirit which really had to be opposed and was worth defeating.
All good historians know when things come to an end, and I'm led to believe that we have actually come to the end. So Rita is going to say a few final words.
Yes. So we'll let Chesterton have the last word here. This is from chapter 10, the Testament of St. Francis. He was, above all things, a great giver, and he cared chiefly for the best kind of giving, which is called thanksgiving. If another great man wrote a grammar of assent, he may well be said to have written a grammar of acceptance, a grammar of gratitude. He understood down to its very depths the theory of thanks, and its depths are a bottomless abyss. He knew that the praise of God stands on its strongest ground when it stands on nothing. He knew that we can best measure the towering miracle on the mere fact of existence if we realize that but for some strange mercy, we should not even exist. And something of that larger truth is repeated in a lesser form in our own relations with so mighty a maker of history. He also is a giver of things we could not have even thought of for ourselves. He also is too great for anything but gratitude. From him came a whole awakening of the world, and a dawn in which all shapes and colors could be seen anew. The mighty men of genius who made the Christian civilization that we know appear in history almost as his servants and imitators. Before Dante was, he had given poetry to Italy. Before St. Louis ruled, he had risen as the tribune of the poor. And before Giotto had painted the pictures, he had enacted the scenes. Thank you very much. So just a few, I can find the paper. Yes. The next Crossroads event will be a very special one. Since we're celebrating anniversaries, today being the 40th anniversary of the Chesterton Institute, and this year is the 10th anniversary of Crossroads' first meeting, which was on April 5th in 2005, and we will do it by honoring the memory of our great chairman, Monsignor Lorenzo Albacete, who many of us know and love, and he passed away this past October. This commemoration will take place on Saturday, April 25th at 7:30 p.m. at the Handaz Hotel on Wall Street, just a couple blocks south of here. And it will be an evening of stories, music, images, friendship, and more. 3 close friends of Monsignor will take the stage: journalist Mike Winters, biologist Dr. Bob Pollock, and TV producer Helen Whitney. And they will each speak about their friendship with Monsignor Albacete, what it meant and means for them. Also, there will be a concert by Christopher Vath at the end of the night. The event is free, but seats are limited. So if you'd like to participate, you can RSVP by leaving your name and contact info at the registration desk right here. Also, as Dr. Quinn mentioned, we'd like to inform you that from May 8th until June 13th, the Storm Theater, directed by Peter Dobbins, who's there in the back, okay, is going to perform Chesterton's play, The Surprise. So you can find information about this on the card. You can also speak with Peter Dobbins, who's there in the back. All of our events are free of charge, and in order to defray the expenses of tonight's event and perhaps to buy us a new microphone, we invite you to consider a donation, which Winnie will take there.